Good morning, guys. This is Suhas here. I am at a beautiful plantation called Kanamad. We are here to see the planter and we are here to see the amazing things that he is doing at his plantation. So let's meet the planter and try to get to know what he's doing, and we learn more about the plantation as well. I introduced to you Mr. Subbiah. Subbiah, thank you so much for having us here. It's been such a pleasure. You have a very beautiful plantation out here in Coorg, and I can't believe I'm at 4,000 feet above sea level, which is so amusing for me at this altitude. So I have a few questions, Subbiah. We want to get to know more about your plantation and about the amazing things that you're doing. To begin with, we would love to get to know more about you and our coffee fraternity to know more about you. So please tell us something about yourself.
Well, Suhas, I was mainly in corporate and worked in a multinationals for about close to 20 plus years, and I decided to come back about 2 years ago and run this plantation and see what I could do with it.
So now that after traveling all over the world, you eventually decided that you would want to come back to India and come back to farming, coffee farming especially. What made you do that?
Well, I think multiple factors. One is, of course, I thought it was the right age to come back, and the plantation was also, the plants were about 20 odd years. Probably the right time to come and put the effort and see where we could take production and everything else.
What elevation is the plantation at? What does it begin at, and then what is the topmost?
I would say around 3,750 up to about 4,000.
So could you tell us a little bit more about your farm?
Well, this farm, Suhas, has mainly Robusta. We're trying to increase our footprint of Arabica. From a variety standpoint, Robusta, it's Peridenia as well as Congensis. When it comes to Arabica, it is Katwai, mainly Katwai. And in addition to coffee, we've also got some orange. In fact, it's a good zone for orange, and we are trying to dabble in pepper.
And also accessibility to the plantation is quite easy. You have a airport very close by.
Very close. It's the Kannur airport, and we're just about an hour and a half drive from the airport. So it's very convenient, and for most part the roads are good.
So do you plan to grow anything else other than coffee, pepper and Valencia oranges? Do you plan to grow anything else in a future point in time?
Let's see, Suhas. It's too early to say what what this kind of a climate and what this kind of a monsoon, the intensity of rains is going to support.
Yeah.
But I think more than planting additional crops, it is what we can do with our existing crops, because I believe we can produce some good quality coffee here.
So Subbiah, you've been doing quite a few things. I see quite a few interesting things on this raised bed here. Could you just take us through quickly, in brief, about these coffees that we are seeing?
Sure, Swaz. If you look at this bed, you can see different colors of the coffee, and that's essentially a result of different fermentation times. And the hope is that this honey processed coffee with different fermentation times can give us a much better quality cup. That's the hope. So let's see where it goes.
Subbiah, you have a very interesting name for the plantation.
Yeah.
How did that come about being and what does it mean?
Well, I'm not sure how it came, the name actually came up, but I can tell you what it means.
Yeah.
Uh, Kana means deer, and Mad is forest. And so as I think we see quite a lot of deer on the property. In addition to deer, we have a lot of other wildlife. So I guess that's where the name came from, deer. Deer forest.
You've been in the corporate world for a very long time, and it's all new to you. Even though you're from a planter's family, plantation, managing a plantation is all something new to you. And you've come back, and then you've started growing specialty. You've started processing specialty. Why did you take that decision of moving into specialty?
Into specialty coffee.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the main reason is the market force. I mean, what's happening? The market drivers towards specialty. Now, if you look at the more developed markets, you see the trend where consumers want that, and that seems to be growing very well. I believe India is going to follow in those same footsteps. Disposable incomes are going up. The consumer is going to be more discerning about what the kind of cup that is provided. And so for all those reasons, I think overall the coffee industry, I hope, is going to grow, and I'm sure it will grow. But one of the key drivers to that growth is going to be specialty for sure. So I think it's a good time for planters to start looking at specialty coffee in the segment and see how we can contribute in that area and come up with better coffees, because I'm sure we have a lot to offer when it comes to quality.
That's really good to know. But however, what do you think the future of the coffee industry is going to be, or what would you like to see in the industry happening going forward?
I think a lot more collaboration. People. Now, for example, if I talk about the specialty segment, a lot more collaboration between planters and experts in this field of specialty that can really share their know-how, help us not just in growing coffee, but also in how you process the bean. Because from what I'm learning, a lot of it has to do with how you process the bean. So experts like that who can come and contribute their knowledge and help the planter, that would be very good. And also connecting the dots and getting the planter in touch with the consumer through roasting outlets, so that it truly becomes the person drinking the coffee understands where the coffee has come from. I think that would be good for the entire industry.
You being an Indian planter coming back to the country and taking over the plantation, you seem to be very proud of it. What would that one message be?
Well, I guess, Suhas, I think it would be the single and the number one message would be that I'm sure Indian coffee can really play its role on the world market and stand out with the quality that we produce, and that is my hope, and that is the hope that all the different stakeholders in our fraternity get together to make that happen.